The following presentation is a paid-for advertisement for Hippo. Your home is filled with moisture. Around 15 litres of water are generated in the average home every day from activities like bathing and cooking. Warm, damp air around the house becomes trapped in enclosed spaces, condensing on colder surfaces, causing problems like mold and mildew and musty smells in cupboards, drawers and storage bags. Excess moisture from other sources can cause problems too, from leaking bin bags to wet, smelly shoes. Here to tell you about a new range of products to tackle these problems is Louise Perry.
There, that's the 15 litres of water vapour that's released every day in the average home. Now, while we need a certain amount of moisture, too much can cause all sorts of problems, but there is a solution. And to tell us all about it is Phil Parker.
Hi, Louise.
Hi, Phil.
What we have is a range of products from Hippo, the first of which is the Hippo powder, and we're going to show you how this gets rid of all the excess moisture. And you're probably wondering what I'm doing there now. I'm just putting some in a glass there and filling that with water to show you how it's going to soak up the water.
Okay.
Let me show you where you're going to use this. When you use your waste bins and you put a new bin liner in there, what you're going to do is take your Hippo powder and just sprinkle a little in the bottom of there. What that's going to do is it's going to stop all that liquid that runs out of your bin and always tricks all over the floor and everything. I'll tell you what to do, Louise. Fill that with rubbish, because what we've got here is a bin that we've already filled with rubbish, but we haven't put Hippo powder in, and now we're going to put the same rubbish in there as well. You do that so well.
Thank you.
Now,
there we go.
what we're going to do, just to make it a little bit more like home, is pour half a litre of cold tea and a couple of tea bags in there as well.
Nice.
Now, the Hippo powder is not only going to soak that up so that when you take the bin out, you know what happens? It drips and leaks all over the floor. But it's also going to deodorise as well. So that means on a Friday night, when you have fish for tea, when you come down Saturday morning...
The whole kitchen doesn't smell.
Absolutely. In fact, the whole house doesn't smell. What you do now, anytime you've had something in the bin that's a little bit smelly, just sprinkle a little Hippo on there. And it's not only going to soak up everything, but it's also going to get rid of any smells. It's going to deodorise as well. Let's just go back over here. Remember, I poured in the Hippo into there and the water. Watch. You don't trust me, do you, Louise?
No.
Louise, you can trust your Hippo powder, because what that does, look, is it soaks up all the water. Let's go back to the bins and you'll see exactly what I mean. So we had the two bins. This one.
No Hippo in that one.
And this is what happens. You come to take your rubbish out.
You take it out.
Over the kitchen floor.
Yeah. And then you've got to clean the floor.
Now, you've got to start mopping the floor and cleaning the floor.
It makes the job more difficult than it needs to be.
And not only that, when you look in the bottom of your bin, all the rubbish and the smell and everything is in the bottom of the bin. If we look at the Hippo bin, and remember, all we did was we sprinkled a little Hippo powder in there before we started.
Same rubbish, the tea
look
in there
at that.
as well.
In fact, we can actually take a prod and stab a hole in there, look, Louise, and...
That's brilliant. Look at that.
No leaks. Not only doesn't it leak, but also our bin, look, is clean inside. There's none of that smelly, horrible water. So the Hippo powder is going to soak up that excess moisture, and it's also going to deodorise. Now, also in the range, so you've got the Hippo powder, is the Hippo tub.
Right, where would we use this then?
A great place I'm going to show you right now, Louise, under the kitchen sink. Remember earlier you were talking about excess moisture. You ever wondered why under the kitchen sink smells?
Well, you've got your damp dishcloths in there, and you've got condensation in the kitchen on the windows.
Exactly, and what's happening is it finds a confined area, and that smell is actually mould and mildew that's starting to grow. Those spores are going in the air. They are not healthy. What the Hippo tub does is it gets rid of that. And to activate it, all you do, look, is take the top off, remove the seal foil, put your little plastic on there, pop that into the cupboard, and leave it. And that is going to take away all the excess moisture that's in that cupboard. In the range is the Hippo powder, the Hippo tub, also the Hippo sachets for wardrobes, drawers, cupboards, and there's also the Hippo sachets for your shoes, which not only get rid of the excess moisture and all that damp, horrible stuff, but they also make them smell nice as well.
Right, we're going to take a very short break. After the break, we're going to explain exactly how the Hippo tub works. We're also going to show you some more amazing ways you can use the new products from the Hippo range to take away the excess moisture in your home, so don't go away.
From the moment you get up right through the day to the moment you go to bed, you're filling your home with up to 15 litres of moisture, even when you breathe. We all need some moisture in the air, but warm, damp air trapped in confined spaces can lead to condensation and damp, which can cause nasty smells and even the growth of mold and mildew. Hippo moisture absorbers can help you combat these excess moisture problems in your home. For the toughest test of all, our super efficient Hippo bin powder. Simply sprinkle some powder into your bin bag to absorb excess moisture and freshen your waste bin. Hippo bin powder absorbs up to twice its weight in water. The Hippo tub absorbs excess moisture from damp places such as underneath the kitchen sink. Here's how it works. Using natural salts, it draws out and locks in excess moisture through a one-directional membrane, keeping enclosed areas dry and free from musty smells. Place the Hippo tub inside your cupboard to help keep your linen and towels fresh and dry. There are also individual Hippo sachets to hang amongst your clothes to keep them dry in the wardrobe or drawer or in storage. You can use Hippo shoe sachets in soggy or sweaty shoes and keep them dry and fresh for up to 4 weeks, and the sachets are reusable so you can use them time and time again.
Hippo's great for when I come back from the gym. Just place the sachets in my trainers and all the odour's gone. It's also great, eats up all the moisture, so next day, nice clean and fresh to wear again.
We're so confident that Hippo works, we'll give you your money back if it doesn't. Hippo is only available by calling 0800 915 0051. You'll receive the full range of Hippo products for only $19.99. The Hippo tub for keeping cupboards dry, the Hippo sachets for cupboards, drawers and storage, a pair of Hippo shoe sachets, and the Hippo waste bin powder, all for only $19.99. Call now and get an extra bonus pair of shoe sachets. So call 0800 915 0051 now.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were telling you about 4 new products from the Hippo range to help solve the excess moisture problems around your home. Now, Phil, tell us a bit more about the Hippo tub.
Right, well, I've got one in here, Louise, and look, you can see, this has actually been in the linen closet, and this now, see how the mineral salts have now absorbed all the moisture through the one-way membrane at the top and turned to water. That's now, you know, that it's finished. It's ready to change.
Okay.
So, you put a new one in there, and the linen cupboard is always a great place, because, of course, sometimes it gets
Well, you
damp
put towels in there, a bit damp
You put towels in there, and
sometimes,
again, it's a confined area, so that excess moisture is going to get trapped in there, and if it's left, of course, it will encourage the growth of mould and mildew, and the last place you want is all those spores.
Towels, and towels, horrible.
And they start to smell.
Okay.
The great thing is you can put your Hippo in there, close the door, because you can
Go away
twist
and
your
leave
Hippo
it.
to keep working.
Brilliant. Careful with that.
No, doesn't matter, because even when it's full, it won't spill. Because remember, the one-way membrane allows all the moisture in, but once it's in, it's trapped, it can't get back out
So it
again.
doesn't matter if you knock it over.
And even if you knock it over, it's not going to spill.
Okay, now we also mentioned earlier about the Hippo for our wardrobes and drawers. How does that work?
Inside the pack for the wardrobes and doors, you've actually got 4 sachets, 2 together. In fact, come with me and I'll show you how you can use these, because there's lots of different ways that you can use these. For example, in your wardrobe, you actually get with these, look, a little hook, and you pop that onto there, and then you can hang that in your wardrobe, and what that's going to do is it's going to stop all that excess moisture. Remember we were talking earlier?
Yeah.
Means they're not going to
Smell musty and horrible. So you could put that in a closet with damp coats in.
Great idea.
Yeah.
You're coming in the house, so it's not going to be moist and musty, and you're not going to get all that smell.
All right, so how do you know when to change that?
Okay, if you actually feel that, Louise, you'll feel that it's like crystals.
Yeah, salt.
Okay? When it's ready to change, it goes to a gel. So you've got a totally different feel, and it's just a gel inside there. But there's also other things you can do with this, because if we look here, look, it's perforated. So if we tear down the perforation...
You got 2.
Absolutely, you've got 2. And here's a great way of using them, the linen basket.
Right,
You've got in there.
Oh, dirty clothes,
Dirty,
damp towels on the top.
Damp towels. So breeding ground
Yeah,
for all that
absolutely.
mould and everything else. So just pop one in before you put your washing in. Leave it in the bottom of there. And
And it'll take it all away.
It's going to take it all away, and it's going to not smell as bad either.
So where else can you use it?
In your sports bag, if you've been swimming or to the gym, and you leave your stuff in there.
For a few days.
You're not supposed to. You leave it in there. What happens is, well, this is an example. This is a shirt that's been left in, and that's mould on there. That shirt's ruined. You've now got to buy a new one.
Yeah,
But of course, it's not very healthy either.
No.
So, if you just leave that in your sports bag, then of course, when you put your damp clothes and everything in there...
soak up all that excess moisture.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You've got it.
So what about storage spaces?
Great idea. Maybe you've got under the bed or in the loft or wherever, you've got spare clothes.
Like
or...
the skiing things you don't use all the time?
Absolutely. Just pop those in.
Right.
Leave it in. You know it's safe because you know that your hippo's looking after it. The same if you've got a linen closet or spare bedding. There's nothing worse when you go to get the bedding out.
Yeah, and it's damp, it smells. If you've got guests staying, it's pretty embarrassing
Well, it
if
is,
it
isn't
smells.
it? So just pop your Hippo in there. It's going to absorb all that excess moisture, and of course you know it's going to be fresh. Now, also in the Hippo range, the Hippo for shoes. Come here, let me show you, Louise. Because in the Hippo for shoes pack, there are 2 sachets.
Right.
And what we've done here to show you how these work, look, is I've taken a pair of training shoes and we put in each one the equivalent liquid that would be generated at sweat after a game of squash.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
In this one, we put a Hippo, the shoes, and this one we didn't. What I've got here is a damp probe, and if we look now, you can see the reading, and that is basically what's in the air now.
The moisture in the air.
Because you need
We need some, yes.
Absolutely. If we take that one out of there, the Hippo out of there, and put our damp probe in, you can see that the reading
Not changed.
doesn't change
Okay.
because the Hippo's done its job. If we move it over to the one that hasn't had the Hippo in, watch what happens, because it's racing up,
Look at that.
because all
the
that damp
excess
is in there.
moisture's still in there.
If you think about it, when your shoes are wet, you stuff them with newspapers.
Or you put them in front of the fire or a heater.
And then the leather cracks. And it
yeah,
doesn't
you get
do them any
marks
good.
on them,
Or you just sort of leave them lying around.
and you end up throwing them away.
Yeah, or you put them on wet, and that's even worse. Trainers, you hang them out, maybe they're out the window, because not only they're wet, but they smell, right? The great thing about the Hippo for shoes, not only does it take the moisture out, but it gets rid of the smell as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's going to save you a fortune.
So let's go back into the kitchen and recap on the 4 products.
Okay, then. So I think you can see now, Louise, how the Hippo range is not only going to save you money, but by taking out all the excess moisture in the house, it's got to be nicer for you, hasn't it? You've got the powder for your bins, you've got that nice Hippo tub, remember, the wardrobe sachets, and no more smelly trainers.
Thanks, Phil. You've just seen 4 new and versatile products from the Hippo range that are going to solve your excess moisture problems all around the house. Get on the telephones, the ordering details are on the way next.
From the moment you get up right through the day to the moment you go to bed, you're filling your home with up to 15 litres of excess moisture, even when you breathe. We all need some moisture in the air, but warm, damp air trapped in confined spaces can lead to condensation and damp, which can cause nasty smells and even the growth of mold and mildew. Hippo moisture absorbers can help you combat the excess moisture problems in your home. Keep clothes fresh and dry with our super efficient Hippo sachets for wardrobes and drawers. Hang them amongst your clothes to keep them dry in the wardrobe or a drawer. Put one in your laundry basket, storage box or sports bag to help keep them smelling fresh. You can see it working because the powder turns to gel as the moisture is absorbed, and you know when it's ready to change. You can use Hippo shoe sachets in soggy or sweaty shoes and keep them dry and fresh for up to 4 weeks, and the sachets are reusable so you can use them time and time again. The Hippo tub absorbs excess moisture from damp places such as underneath the kitchen sink, or place the Hippo tub inside your cupboards to help keep your linen and towels fresh and dry. We also showed you how Hippo waste bin powder leaves your bin fresh and dry. Simply sprinkle some powder into your bin bag to absorb excess moisture and freshen your waste bin.
It does all those household things which you're always hoping that something will do, and you never quite manage to find anything else. It stops nasty smells, it keeps things dry. In other words, it's extremely valuable.
We're so confident that Hippo works, we'll give you your money back if it doesn't. Hippo is only available by calling 0800 915 0051. You'll receive the full range of Hippo products for only $19.99. The Hippo tub for keeping cupboards dry, the Hippo sachets for cupboards, drawers and storage, a pair of Hippo shoe sachets, and the Hippo waste bin powder, all for only $19.99. Call now and get an extra bonus pair of shoe sachets. So call 0800 915 0051 now. The presentation is a paid-for advertisement for Hippo.